Hey guys, one of the most common questions that appears on my channel is how much does it cost to spend time in Japan? It's a difficult one to answer because it depends on what the person's going to do while they're here. It depends on where they're going to go and what style they do it in. You know, there's a big difference in the styles that people do. Of course, the quality of the places that they stay and, you know, the way they travel and everything else. So it does vary. It's been covered on the website forum where people have discussed the different styles that they've done it in when they've been here. So really, there's been some people say that they've found places for 1,000 yen or 2,000 yen a night as far as accommodation is concerned. 1,000 or 2,000 yen a night. I've never actually seen a place that is that cheap, so I don't know how good it is, but I've heard that they can be found. I think, again, it depends on if you're travelling as an individual or travelling as a pair or as a group or whatever, but obviously if you travel as a group and you can rent a room for 3 or 4 people, obviously it'll be cheaper, but I think it'd be, you know, maybe 5,000 yen, maybe 5,000 yen a night is possible in the big cities or in places where there's ryokan, you know, the old style Japanese inns. You can, you know, one person, 5,000 yen, 4,000 yen's possible. It depends on where you're going to go. It really does. You know, I think coming to Japan's not really the sort of place you come to on a minimal budget, really. I mean, there's some countries where you can do it. You can go and you can backpack and you can, you know, take a tent and sleep in a tent and all that sort of stuff. It's not really an option in Japan. It's not really a shoestring budget type place. I mean, it can be. Okay, allow 4,000 or 5,000 yen a night for accommodation, stay in ryokan, buy cheap food from supermarkets for maybe a couple of 100 yen a meal. You know, you could possibly survive on 1,000 yen a day for food and, you know, 4,000 or 5,000 yen for accommodation and not go anywhere and probably survive in Japan on 5,000 or 6,000 yen a day. Maybe, but it sort of defeats the purpose in coming, I think. If you're going to come and really do it on a total shoestring like that. And then, of course, you've got things like travel, and you can get rail passes for Sanman. So 30,000 yen will get you a rail pass for a week, and things like that. So, look, it really depends, guys. I'd be saying, well, when my friends come, I tell them to allow, you know, 10,000 yen a day for accommodation, which is pretty generous. I mean, you know, you can get a good hotel here for 6,000, 5,000, 6,000 or 7,000. So, but it's just better if you've over allowed what it's going to cost you. You're not going to be so restricted, and you're not going to be so nervous because you're not going to be worried. So, you know, 10,000 yen a day. If you're coming for a couple of weeks, you know, 10,000 yen a day for accommodation will pretty well cover you anywhere, because, you know, if you go to a small town somewhere, 6,000 or 7,000 yen, you can live in a palace, you know. But if you're in a big city, it's going to cost more, of course. So, ichiman a day for, you know, nice hotel, and then food, 1,000 yen a meal. Excellent food, pretty well anywhere you want to go. 1,000 yen a day, 1,000 yen a meal. So there's 13. So then with a bit of travel and a little bit of admission fees to places that you want to go to, they're usually 400 or 500 yen, sometimes 1,000 yen. So trains, buses, I would say 20,000 yen a day. So, you know, you can do it 5,000 or 6,000 yen a day if you want to. Maybe. But if you want to enjoy it and actually get to see things and do things and not have to worry about your money, I would allow 20,000 yen a day. So I know there'll be some people that'll say that's too much, but there'll also be some people that say they spent more than that, because it's well possible. You know, it depends on the style that you do it in. You know, I mean, when I first came here, I rented a car, and because I was on holiday for the first 6 months, so you know, I rented a car and I stayed in hotels, and you know, I didn't worry about what it was going to cost to do things. I just did it, and you can spend a lot of money in Japan easily. So, you know, it depends on the style, but yep, that would be my advice. 20,000 yen a day, and you know, you can do it on a shoestring if you want to, but it just sort of defeats the purpose, I think, if you're going to be coming all the way to Japan, to just sort of be worrying about, you know, eating cup noodles from the convenience store and you know, staying in some tiny little place with 100 other, you know, people that are being stingy. But anyway, that's an individual choice, I guess. And please don't ask me how much that is in American dollars, which is the most common question I get asked on YouTube. How much is that in American dollars? We have subscribers from all over the world, so I can't possibly leave the conversion rates on every video, and they change week to week. So in 1 year's time, whatever the conversion rate is today, in 1 year's time it will be different. So what you're better off doing is use the currency converter. Search it on Google, currency converter, and enter in, you know, 20,000 yen, and it'll tell you how much it is in dollars or euros or krona or xuanxi or whatever it is that you happen to use in your country. Okay? I hope that helped. Airfare. Airfare, it depends. Airfare is a thing that you organise from your country. So airfare is something that you have to research in your country, because that's where you'll be paying for it. So just get on the internet, which you already are, and just check out, you know, Japan Airlines, JAL, Singapore Airlines, pretty competitive. If you're coming from Australia, don't use Jetstar. Jetstar suck, but Qantas is good. Yeah, it's something you research from your end. So yeah, don't ask me about airfare. It'll depend on what country you're coming from and what deal you can get in your country. So anyway, I hope that helped. More videos coming soon.